Learn more to earn more. Leaders are readers. Hi, this is Diane Klein. I'm in beautiful Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's actually kind of cloudy here today, but you know what? It's still beautiful. The mountains are amazing. I'm here with the Fearless Online Entrepreneur Group, and we get together and we mastermind. Right now, we're talking about the book Jack Canfield, The Principles to Success. And today's discussion, we're going to be discussing about how to earn more when you learn more. So we all know that we're all online and we're in our businesses so that we can increase our businesses, increase the sales, and do everything we possibly can to get to the success level that we're thriving for. So what we're going to learn today, and what we probably know, and that's a good reminder for us, is the more you learn, the more you earn. And leaders are readers. We had an amazing Sunday winning women's network yesterday, and one of our leaders was sharing her success. And one of the things that jumped out at me was, she said one of her mentors said to her, read this book. And she didn't even question it, she just started reading the book. So that's what we have to be. We have to be teachable. We have to know that if we get the little hints and tricks and tips here and there, that we have to pick them up and implement them into our lives so that we can become leaders. We are leaders already. You guys are all leaders. Whoever's on this call and is listening, you are a leader because you took the initiative to come out and learn from us, from what we're going to be talking about today. And we welcome you. And I'd like to introduce our panel. We have Jody Maley with us. She's in BC. She's also Canadian. We have Eugenia, Maria, and we have Sharon Sutherland, who is here in place of her. She's the assistant of her husband, Lucky Sutherland, and they're an amazing team together, and we'll love having Sharon, Eugenia, and Jody. I'm so glad that you ladies all joined me today. I think we're going to have a great discussion. Come on out and let's start this discussion about how we can become better leaders by reading. I'm actually just going to read the first part here, and then we're going to start discussing, unless somebody wants to start off by giving us a tip right in the beginning here. So the chapter 36, the Jack Canfield book, Principles to Success, Principle 36, Learn More to Earn More. If I am through learning, I am through. John Wooden. And that is so true. If we decide we're finished learning, then we're stuck. We're just going to stay exactly at the state we're in. People who have more information have a tremendous advantage over people who don't. And though you may think it takes years to acquire the knowledge you would need to become super successful, the truth is that simple behaviors, such as reading for an hour a day, turning television time into learning time, and attending classes and training programs can make it surprisingly easy to increase your knowledge and substantially increase your levels of success. We're not going to be reading every single page on this chapter here. We're going to discuss it a lot because I think we're all very knowledgeable women here, and I think we'll all share something about what we know about this subject. I'm going to start first, and I'll have you ladies jump out and share with us. For me, I know we talk about this a lot. When I made the decision that I'm going to start reading 30 minutes a day and listening 30 minutes a day, that changed everything for me. I learned, I bought more books. I got inspired to run to the bookstore, and whenever we were at the Starbucks coffee shop, it's right beside the bookstore at Chapters, I'm like, I need a book today. Can I get a book? And almost every payday, when my husband had payday, he'd indulge me. He'd let me buy books, and he started reading them too. Like one of the first two books we ever bought was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And then we bought As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And those opened our eyes to what it is in life that we're actually looking for, because in our hearts we were always entrepreneurs. We always wanted to have our own business. We always wanted to work for ourselves, and we always wanted to just build our empires from home. So that's what we learned from those two books, is that it's all about learning, it's all about reading, and it's all about what you take and implement into your life as far as daily habits goes. Would anybody else like to jump out?
I agree with you, Diane, on the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is an excellent book, and I have read that book, and it gives you so much knowledge and wisdom and inspiration and motivation, and it keeps you going if you because you're constantly learning to become more knowledgeable, more skilled, to be a better leader, and Seven Habits of Highly Effective People was another good book that we read, and I got a lot of value from. So, if you increase your skills, increase your knowledge, then when your team comes to you with questions, you will know where to direct them to. Because the more you increase your knowledge and wisdom and grow mentally and become and have a positive mindset, that will project onto others, and that will help you to help them, and then you guys will start to build an awesome team. But in order to get the team that you want and to get them to the point you want them to, you must educate yourself. There's no way around it. You need to listen to videos, you need to read books, and I also do the 30-30-30. I call it the 30-30-30 rule, which, like Diane said, is 30 minutes of reading a day minimum. You can read as much as you want, but you need at least 30 minutes of reading. Then there's 30 minutes of audio that I listen to in the evening before I go to bed. And I do this for 30 days, and then I rinse and repeat. So there's no way to get around educating yourself. That's a very, very important skill that you need to, or a habit you need to implement into your daily routine.
Absolutely, Sharon. Thank you so much for sharing that. I so agree. Um, Leaders are readers. We all know that we're following these leaders, and they come up with these. They don't just think up all of this stuff. I mean, they do have great creative ideas, but you have to read in order to get creative ideas.
And I think, Ray, if you go even on Facebook or send an email to some of your friends or relatives or someone who's mentoring you, if you ask them, what are you reading right now, it doesn't surprise me anymore that all the leaders are reading some type of self-development, or they're learning something from somebody who might be equal to them or on a higher playing field, because that's what leaders do. And every time you just say, what can I read? And then us as leaders, we want to give you guys that help and tips too. So if you're unsure of where to start, we can give you some great tips and ideas. The Think and Grow Rich, I think, is a great book for anyone at any level, whether you're starting out or you maybe have been in doing sales for quite a while, and you read it maybe years ago. Go and refresh yourself. And then one of the things here too that they say is reading faster. Now, sometimes when I'm into a new book, I like to take notes and make my own little aha moments as I'm reading through. And then there's some books that if they do give you a lot of direction, before I used to just kind of read past that. But now I stop myself. So I stop myself on something that I want to actually put into practice before I read any further. And for myself, that's worked great, because I just don't think that you should just be a reader, but you need to be an implementer too. So I think that that's important.
Absolutely, Jody. I so agree with you. And as you were talking, I was just thinking, think about all those people out there who have written books. I mean, they didn't just fall out of the sky and have the knowledge to start writing those books. They did research. Let's think about all those people and all those young college students who go to school and they go into dentistry or they become doctors. They have to read. They have to gain the knowledge for the profession that they are going to be into. Just this morning, my oldest was like, Mom, I have to go to school. I don't want to go to school. I'm like, how in the world are you going to learn if you don't go to school? It's the law. We all have to go to school. I know Monday mornings are hard, and I know sometimes you just have to push yourself, but once you get into it, you just love it. Like When I started, at first, I wasn't very much of a reader. I mean, I'd sit down and read a leisurely book, but as far as focusing on one book to learn and implement the things that I'm learning, I had to practice that. I had to focus on it. I had to learn it, and the more of these books I read, the easier it became. The more it was implemented into me that, okay, they're teaching me these habits, they're showing me how to do it. I really need to take it and implement it into my life. And after a while, you'll notice that it's actually in all areas of your life. It's in relation, you implemented it in part of your business life, yes, but it flows out into your social life. It flows out into your relationships with other people. You just grow just from that habit of learning as you go and implementing these things that you're learning from these books.
That's so important, Diane, because when you, like you say, you learn, you implement, and then you teach. Those are three things that you need to learn how to do. You need to, and you learn from reading. You learn from attending webinars like this or hangouts like this. And then you implement what we are talking about. And then once you implement, you find out that you're growing, that you understand, that you're gaining the knowledge that you need. And then once you learn it and you implement it, then it's your job and your duty as a leader to teach others how to do the same.
Absolutely, Sharon. Thank you for sharing that. So moving on here, the next part here, they're talking about studying the lives of great people. Now that is a great thing to do. And if you have an accountable partner, or if you're accountable with somebody and things that you're doing in your business and stuff, implement that into your accountability, because it's so important to start studying these lives of great people and your leaders and your mentors. Start following them, start studying what they're doing, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Whatever business you're in, chances are there's people ahead of you that have had success in that business. So why not learn from them? Why not follow in their footsteps? Like one of the things yesterday that we learned on the Hangout as well was, go to these people's Facebooks and share their posts. It's okay if you do that. You're in the same business. It's perfectly okay. Whatever business we're here on the panel, whatever business we're promoting, go to our leaders. Share what they're sharing on their Facebook walls, because chances are they'll be grateful that you do that, because you're exposing them just as much as you're exposing yourself. Another thing, did you want to come out?
Yeah, I'm just laughing. When someone last night had said that about exposing yourself, I'm like, yeah, expose yourself, but not in a illegal way. I couldn't help it. It's like Canadian humor. Just made me laugh.
With the humor. So attend success rallies and conferences and retreats. Like I remember when I started, we here in Calgary would get the flyers. I remember one of the very first opportunities, my husband and I, that's where we picked up the book, Think and Grow Rich. And I forget what it's called, but it was about these machines, You'd buy these machines in stores and in schools and stuff, these pop machines and candy machines.
Vending?
Oh, yeah, vending machines, thank you. And we went to the meeting, we met the guy, and he asked us some questions, and we were so broke that time. We had nothing, but the ad had said we don't need anything, right? The way they advertise and stuff. So we went and we had the meeting, and I always look back at that, and I think that was one of the most amazing meetings we ever had. Because the first thing he said was he took a piece of paper and he wrote on the book, go pick up this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Start reading it. Start implementing what he is saying in that book. And I had never heard of that before. I've never heard of Napoleon Hill. I'm like, okay. And we both did. We went home and we started doing that. We started reading the book. We were so excited. We never actually did join that company, but I always feel like that was our launch off. That was our first real, what's the word I'm looking for? Introduction to entrepreneurship, because it was just amazing just to find out that we need to just read that book, implement what it says, and start learning from that.
Yeah, And you know what's really cool about attending things like that is you are already with a group of people who they want more out of their lives too. So attending conferences like that, like I'm in a little town here in the middle of BC, but you know what? I've joined a lot of conferences where I've actually traveled to Vancouver to attend them, and workshops and stuff, and rallies and retreats. And you know, if you can go to any of those that are locally, do it. If you have to travel far, then plan it. But these are imperative that you go to these conferences. And I think, like I had mentioned last week, we had just come from friends of ours who had bought a restaurant in Big White, which is one of our biggest ski hills here in Canada. And it was so nice being around people who were dreaming big or bigger than the people that we've been currently surrounding ourselves with. And you need that. You know, you need to see what other people are looking for too. And you need to have your dreams get reignited. So if you've been stagnant, that'd probably be the first thing I say. Get to some sort of a meeting, whether it's these Google Hangouts or it's a team training that your company's going to do. And these are the things that when you learn these skills, it will earn you more money. And people kind of go, what? But yeah, it's true. The more you surround yourself with that kind of people, the more your income just starts going up.
Absolutely, Jody. I so agree. And like these meetings that we're having with the company we're in, with Thea's Domination, most of us here are in that. We're like, if you don't go to the trainings, then you don't keep in touch, then you're not motivated to do the listing on eBay or on Amazon, and you're not motivated to implement what they're teaching. And chances are, every single time you go to these live events or live meetings, you're going to pick something up new that you had missed before. So it's to your advantage. And also to be teachable. The next part here is to be teachable. We all have to be teachable. And the more we learn from the books that we're reading and from the way our business is run, the more teachable we become, I think. And I always love the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Because you cannot take anything in if you're not ready to receive it. And that is so important for all of us to know, is that if something happened in the past, don't dwell on it. You just were not ready. It was not your time. Because for ourselves, for me and my husband, we've been in tons of different opportunities online, and we thought, oh, this is us. This is going to be it. We have hit the jackpot. But guess what? We weren't ready. It wasn't our time. And now we're in a business that we are really ready, and we're really focused, and we're teachable. We've come so far, and now we're ready. So don't beat yourself up about the past or what's happened in the past. Just be thankful and grateful for where you are, because you are now teachable of where you're at. And you're learning from stuff that and all the stuff from the past, as you've been growing and learning, you can start implementing that and teaching it to others. And you will find yourself going to even a bigger level in your success and exploding in everything that you do. If nobody else wants to touch on that, we'll just move on here to the next part, which is to be prepared when opportunity knocks. And we did touch a little bit on that. Once you're teachable, then when the opportunity knocks, you'll be ready. I'm just going to mention this first part here. In his book, Live Your Dreams, Les Brown tells the story of how he dreamed of becoming a popular Miami disc jockey. When I set out, he says, I had no idea how I would do it, but I knew life would present the opportunities if I was prepared and in a position to take advantage of them. It's the same with every business, and as we grow in our businesses, if you're ready and you're teachable for the opportunity, then you will be positioned to be and for the success of that opportunity. If you join a business and you know this is it for you and you're ready for it and you're teachable, then the opportunities will show up. They'll just be all around you. You just have to be ready to jump on them. You're going to be ready to open your doors, and your mind is just going to be ready for it and accept it, because you're ready. You're a student and you're ready, and you're going to be teachable to go ahead with it. Anybody else want to touch on that?
I just want to piggyback on what you just said, Diane, on the teacher comes when you're ready. I can tell that I wasn't ready before, maybe, and I was going like in circles, going from one to another and not knowing where to go. Until finally I just got the courage to reach out to other people, to reach out to my mentor, reach out to you guys that I met you, that I finally found like a center point where to start organizing myself. And as you said, if you read and you have more knowledge on how, sometimes I would say that people don't know what kind of books to read. And just by hanging around you, lady, I learned so much. And sometimes I don't speak too much because I'm learning so much from you. And I want to see what is it that you think, what are the things that you're doing, what are the things that are helping you in your business, how to become successful. And that has been helping me big time. And reading these type of books, I feel like even though I read them before, the meaning that I find by rereading the books now is completely different. And it depends on which stage in your life you are at, but the meaning that you gather from the different books that we pick are different. And they are very helpful, and that we should stick to them. I mean, stick to reading and nurturing ourselves as persons, as better human beings, better business entrepreneurs, being better parents, better friends, be better sisters and brothers in every level of your life. Thank you. Back to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eugenia, for sharing that. You're so right. And you know, how do you get ready? Like, how do you know that you're ready? If you're reading these books and you're open and your mind is ready to receive, then you will know when you're ready. So just prepare yourself every single day, like we mentioned in the beginning of the hangout. If you read every single day and you listen to audio every single day, chances are you're growing. Chances are that you are where you are right now because that's the stage of life that you have to be. I love how, I think it was last week or sometimes, I don't remember, I think it was Rachel who was sharing and saying, you know, everybody has a different story. You are not where I am. I'm not where Jody or Eugenia or Rachel or Sharon is. We all have our own unique, special story. So focus on that. Focus on your success and focus on you growing where you're at right now in whatever stage of life you're at. Chances are in our business, if you're just joining and you're in the beginning stages, that's fine. Work yourself up to where you want to be in the business.
And I love how they say there too. Oh, sorry, Sharon.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I love how they say too, what kind of preparedness are you doing? Because for a lot of people, I mean, and all of us on this panel, we're all going to nod our heads in agreement on this. We have people who start on our team, or you see them join a new business, and then the first question you ask them, because you want them to goal set and see where do they want to be, the number one answer is, well, I want to make more money. But yet that's such a broad statement. And are you prepared to receive the money? Like, have you opened up a different bank account? Have you, have you made the steps towards it? Like, you can't go on a trip overseas if you don't have a passport. So if your dream is to travel with your family and go to all these different places, well, duh, go get a passport. Prepare yourself for doing that kind of stuff. So I love that how he just goes on this, because if you do want to read more, to learn more, and earn more, you got to put into place some simple things. We talked about this right before we joined the hangout, how sometimes it can be those tiny little things that hold us up, right? It can be just that simple tweak that goes, oh, hey, that looks pretty good. And like I said, if you want to travel, go get a passport. So how prepared are you for the success you're about to have.
Absolutely.
That's
Thank
so
you, Jody.
right, Jody. And what I wanted to say is, by you reading and educating yourself and become more knowledgeable, sometimes you don't understand what knowledge you have acquired from your reading or your audio until someone asks you a question, then all of a sudden you know the answer. And why do you know the answer? Is because you have been reading, you have been increasing your skills, your knowledge, your understanding, the processes you need to go through to achieve your dreams and goals, and it's right here. And you don't sometimes know you have it there until someone asks that pointed question and you can say, I have the answer. So that's why it's so important to educate yourself, to become more knowledgeable and to understand everything that you need to do to get to achieving your dreams and goals.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sharon. And something he also mentions here in this part is make a list of the top 10 things you could be doing to be ready when opportunity finds you. Take a class on your own time, read books. So that's what we've all been talking about. But I love the idea of making a list of top 10 things. Like we can even do that in our business right now, wherever we're at. Let's make a list of the top 10 things we need to focus on to get to the next level, because we have to grow as well as we go in our business. And if we want the increased success, we have to start growing and learning more about what we need to do to get to the next level. And the next part here is about still going on, and it's talking, we've touched on it already, it's about attending trainings and meetings. Jody touched on that earlier in the meeting, and it's so important just to train. He mentions the chapter we were reading earlier, chapter 32, principle 32, transform your inner critic into an inner coach. Start being a coach. Start taking those criticizing moments and turning them into being your inner coach and helping others. It's so important, and I just want to say to everybody out there listening, it's so important to ask questions, and it's so important to speak out if you know the answer, because if you just sit back and you're shy and you think you can't, then you can't. But if you decide you can, guess what? You can. So just make the decision to do that and go ahead and jump out and do that. I know Rachel has joined us. Rachel, are you in a position to jump out? Are you going to share anything?
Sure. Hey, hi, ladies. How are you doing this afternoon? Wow, great information, Diane. You are doing a rock star job, girlfriend. I mean, it's like, I love this TV show, just coming to watch you just perform because you're doing so amazing. Some of the things that you all mentioned and that jumped out to me was, being teachable, being coachable. So crucial in the process. We all watched an amazing, I think most of us watched it anyway, training last night with one of the six-figure income earners in our team who shared her story of success, and it was because she was teachable. So that was one thing that really stood out to me. Another thing that stood out in what you covered today was not only being teachable, but also following those who've already had success. Learn from the people that have already done it. Another great tips, and I'm sure you all have covered all of these. But one of the things that really sticks in my mind is, and it's down here at the bottom, and my computer is running really slow. Can you hear me okay, Diane?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. All right. What do you need to do to get ready? And Jody touched on this a little bit. I think she did a great job. But some of the things that I wanted to bring out on this aspect is, what do you do to get ready? So a lot of people, they'll say that they have a vision, right? There's something great you want to do, right? Say you want to quit your job. And so I would ask you, once you quit your job, what are you going to do with your life? If you cannot tell me specifically what you're going to do with your life, you're really not ready to quit your job, because you're going to still be broke. You have to have a vision for your life. What is it that you want? It needs to be really, really clear and specific. Are you going to be making phone calls while you're sitting on the beach? Are you going to, yes, you're going to spend some time with your children, but when are you going to put your work time in? What is your day going to look like? You got to really, really get to the point to what do you need to do in order to get ready? And he's mentioned the 10 things, but it's really, really important that you plan your future. Plan what it is that you want, because if you don't plan it, you just go around in a circle over and over and over again. Over and over again. And after a while, you'll get tired and you'll quit and you'll say it doesn't work. But it's not that it didn't work. It's just that you didn't do the work that you needed to do in order to make it work. You got to plan. You got to know what you want. And another thing I want to leave with you is, you may be out here at a point and say, I don't really know what I want. I don't know what my dreams are. I really don't know. Then write on somebody else's dream. Write on somebody else's vision until you get your own. But you must have a vision. If you don't have a vision, you're not going to make it. It's just, you're going to perish. It just doesn't work. You got to have a vision. So you got to know what it is you want to do. You got to get ready for that thing that you want to do. Back to you, Diane.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing that. That's just right on the spot. And something at the end that's just going to fit in right here with what she said is that when you're ready, if you need therapy and counseling, he says right here at the end, some of us simply need more in-depth work to remove the emotional blocks and childhood programming that are holding us back. For some, therapy and counseling are the answer, and that's okay. If you need to remove those emotional blocks about thoughts that you have been thought in the past, then go for it. Do whatever it takes to get to your success. This is your life. If not now, then when? If not this, then what? I love those sayings, and I just use them all the time because, this is the right time in our lives. We don't know what tomorrow will bring, and we can't look back on yesterday because guess what? Today is what counts. And here the last part of it is to commit to lifelong learning. It's just so important for us not to just stay where we are. We have to focus on gaining knowledge and information available all around us. If you want to travel and to see different places in the world, then get the knowledge you need to go to those places. Like Jody said, if you want to travel, get the passport. Start putting things in action to get you to where you want to go. Like Rachel mentioned, if you need to do something in your business to get there, then get the information. Do it. Just take that first step. We all had to take that first step, and I love also the saying where every big success in life had to be taken with the very first step. Every great success out there, every single person who wrote that amazing book, this book right here we're reading, Jack Canfield had to take the first step. He had to make the plan to write the book. So it's very important for us to commit to lifelong learning, and we have to not stay where we are because then we become stagnant, and chances are you're not going to have a great life just to stay where you are. Keep learning. It doesn't matter if you're not in school anymore. Keep learning in the business that you're in. Keep learning at the life that you're at right now, and just grow every single day. So at this point, we'll also touch on where most of us here are in the business, Diaz Domination, and we have this big launch that's happening here for the next 48 hours, and it's Supremacy. And if you upgrade to Elite, then Supremacy is going to be like, I think even less than half price for you as a set price for the rest. And if you're not there yet, this would be a great time to do it. And what Supremacy is it's going to be promoting the business, and the Diaz Domination is going to be promoting for you. If you sell to somebody on eBay, they'll be promoting to those people that you have made sales in. Does anybody else want to jump out and expand on that a bit, Jody?
I think especially with just what we were, covering, learn more, read more to earn more. And, if you've been sitting on the fence going, I wonder if that's going to work for me, maybe I should or maybe I shouldn't, you know what? Taking that step forward is uncomfortable, okay? There's no doubt about it. Trying to learn something new and then put that all into place and then actually do it like what we talked about, the 100% factor. And I guess the biggest question that I would have for anyone watching this or kind of trying to decide is a simple question. Are you in this business 100%? Because if you're in it 100%, you will do whatever you need to to be able to get those products that you know will help you. And I guess that's the commitment between being 99% and being 100%. And you'll feel it in your gut. You know, that's all I can say.
Great, Jody, thank you. And you know, it's not just about the business that we're in, it's whatever business you're in out there. It doesn't matter if you, I don't want to mention tons of different names here, but if you do Avon, if you do Mary Kay, it's giving that 100% to get to the next level. It doesn't matter what business you're in. But if you learn and you want to grow and you want to earn more, then you have to position yourself to receive the money. Because if you don't learn and grow, then you're not going to earn more, because you're not going to be at the level to receive what's out there for you.
And I think I'll just kind of put this in there too, just as we close off, that it's got to be a trust factor too. Some people, you know, like they're so worried about spending the $20 to get into this business. And then once they actually dive into it, you know, the value of the $20 can put thousands, you know, into your bank accounts by the training that they do. And so this is where the trust factor comes in, is that starting at the $20 level, which we all normally do, has encouraged me that these guys know what they're doing. And the trust factor for me is at the 100%, because everything that they've said to do has worked. And so I think that that's the next step that you need to take too. The value that they have in these programs are so amazing, and they set up these systems to help you. So I know right now that the special is if you buy your Elite, then you'll get Supremacy. And maybe some people are going, oh, well, do I really need Elite? Well, here's the thing. If you've had Pro for several months, you need Elite, because this is what will jump you up to that next logical stage. And the Supremacy really helps you with both the Pro and the Elite. And knowing these guys, they're going to be doing a ton of training. They always do. And they always provide us with the value and the training that we need, and you just have to have that trust. So again, it's, are you in at 100%, or are you just going to be at the 99? And I think at the 99% is probably people who are in Pro and then just thinking, oh, should I get Elite? Should I get the Supremacy? Like, what's it for me? So I think that that's what stands between you being at 99% versus 100. And there's, of course, a few other products too.
Now, I want to piggyback on what Jody has said. You know, a lot of people, you know, they don't move forward because they don't think they need it. So, you know, how can you solve the problems and issues that you are having right now? You got to trace it. Where? Back to the roots. What is the problem that is stopping you from achieving your dreams and goals? What's blocking me? What is standing in my way from going from Pro to Elite, or from purchasing any products, or going all in any business that you are in right now? What's stopping you? Then once you trace it, you got to face it. How? Look at it head on. Identify who or what the problem is. You will need to make a change in order to achieve your dreams and goals. And once you face it head on, then you got to erase it. When? Remove it from your life now. The mentorship must be taking you in the direction you need to go. And if you follow the video series in the program that you are in, it will take you in the direction of your dreams and goals. And you need to start over to go where you want to go. Then you need to do it. Then once you erase it or remove it from your life now, then you replace it with what? A positive mindset. Replace those bad habits with good habits. Connect with like-minded people who can help you. Stress can cause you to drink, but tension can cause you to think about what you are doing, where you want to go, how you want to get there, and what direction you need to take in order to get there. It will help you to make a change.
I hope y'all took notes.
That was
I sure did. I got it. Remove, erase, replays. I love that, Sharon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. That's my closing nugget for the day.
Okay, did anybody else want to come out here and to give a last nugget here?
Hey, I will. I just wanted to say, Sharon, after listening to that, it boils right down to what we always talk about here: facing your fears, becoming fearless, because that is what's stopping most people. 99.9% of the people that will not go forward is because they are afraid of what's ahead of them. But if you would get the skill, get the knowledge, equip yourself, you're still going to be a little uncomfortable, because you got to get uncomfortable. You got to get tired of being comfortable, and you got to get uncomfortable and go ahead and face that fear. And you know what? At the end of the day, after you do it, you'll be so glad that you did. You'll say, why did I wait so long? Why did I just do this? This is so easy. Why, and that's where most people miss it. Most people miss the fact that you get a skill, right? You take and you study. You become the student first. And after you become the student, you apply what you learn. And is it going to be easy? You might get it right away. You might not. But the key is to get uncomfortable with being comfortable and face your fears each day that you live. Back to you, Diane.
Thank you so much, ladies. Oh, wow. I'm just overwhelmed with all this information here. And to top on this, you have to think of the end in mind. What do you want in the end? Where do you want to go? We have covered so much just in this last 35 minutes here, 40 minutes, but it's just been incredible information. And if you took just 2 nuggets out of this, you will have an amazing day, and your business will grow, your life will change, and you will get to the next level. And I'm going to leave you just here with 2 things, 2 goals of the day that you can write down and keep for yourself. Number 1 is learn something new every single day. Number 2, push yourself to work harder than you have any other day before. If you start implementing those 2 things in your life, your business will grow and you will thrive. We are here every week from Monday through Thursday at the same time, 12 Eastern, and we love having you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And that's what we do. We get together, we mastermind, we pick up tips from each other, we take notes, and we grow. We are here to learn more so that we can earn more. If that's you, join us again tomorrow. We will see you live at 12 Eastern. Bye for now. Nice.